friendly neighborhood superheroes?
Yes, me, of course. That's what she's speaking.
No. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Annette and I have my brother Will alongside me today. And today we are going to be talking about...
Video games.
I feel like that is like an echo.
Yeah, video games. Just gaming in general on this channel. What you guys want to see?
I want to bring some gaming content because I'm a big time gamer.
Yeah, I love to game. I've always been gaming.
And we're just always in the know about video games.
I just want to see like what it is that you guys want to talk about.
What kind of content you guys are like interested in, because like this is our passion. So if it's something that you guys are interested in, for sure we want to pursue it and just talk about it, react about it, anything you guys want. So
lo and behold,
write down in the comments what you guys want.
We did see and react to that trailer
Assassin's Creed
Valhalla. We found out that the main character's name is Ivor.
Yeah. Oh, I was gonna say Elvis for some reason.
No, Elvis. He's back. He's alive. Elvis is back.
What's up, everybody?
With a Scandinavian accent, yes. So, the main character's name is Ivor. He's I think he's a king, and he's going to be...
He's just a brand new character.
Yeah, he's a brand new character.
Real, like, anything regarding to mythology or anything like that. He's just like a brand new character.
You know what's interesting?
What?
I read that you can raid, you can gain political power, and you can start, in a sense, to start expanding like your territories, your control over areas. So, which is one of the things I really wanted to see, because like that's how the Vikings were. They would go into like these different settlements. They would take over start raiding, and they start getting like strongholds here and there, and they would keep expanding. Which is one of the concepts that you haven't seen much in Assassin's Creed. I mean, I think Odyssey is something that did.
I mean, I think it was just like kind of introduced to Odyssey.
Yeah, I mean, Odyssey like lightly touched on it with.
It was a starting point because you would like accept battles and stuff like that.
But they didn't.
It didn't last long.
Yeah, and it wasn't much about having any kind of persuasion or having any kind of like, let's say, some kind of like command over the land. There's nothing like that in Odyssey, right? No, because like I don't remember that. You were just a mercenary, and you fought for a certain side. It'll be cool. Yeah, exactly. You have to get like the Athens, right? You have to like fight against and take like some of the control from them and all that.
Exactly.
Because it'd be cool to have like more like political decisions too.
For sure.
It's just like how they have like in the game Civ, like how you make certain decisions with like different countries. I mean, not countries, like even kingdoms. And like it'll impact your standing with them, make allies, make enemies with like different kingdoms and all that, which would be a very interesting element to have for the game if they do that. I don't know exactly how fleshed out that idea is. My favorite is still the second one. I love Assassin's Creed 2 and playing as Ezio.
Ezio! He looked a little Papa Blade thing.
And not only that, it was really... I actually liked Brotherhood too. I thought Brotherhood was fun. I thought Ezio was like a really interesting character, and it's just like I've played it since
that one like was the one that like just really it
really cemented
and like during those times it was like the same time around when like Prince of Persia was around, so it was kind of
Prince of Persia
for some time there was like comparison Prince of Persia versus Assassin's Creed.
I can see where people would have that idea.
Prince of Persia came before Assassin's Creed.
Way
before.
I think it's on the
by the time Prince of Persia was coming to an end, Assassin's Creed was like just beginning and stuff like that.
What was the last Prince of Persia?
Prince of Persia.
Was it called like the Dark
Prince?
So something like, remember how it's like a two sides to
that?
That's neat.
That was really cool. I mean, Prince of Persia was
one of the games that really got us.
Sands of Time.
Yeah, Sands of Time was awesome. It'll be cool to see where Valhalla heads into. Norse mythology is honestly, in my opinion, the most interesting of all. And if they really do implement like certain gods or goddesses or imply that this is that and... Sure.
There was in Odyssey, but I know like you're kind of rooting it like hardcore for it to be.
Yeah, it's like hardcore for sure. And when I say hardcore, like I know in Odyssey it was more about implementation. It's like they didn't really imply that character or whatever was like, let's say, a certain deity. However, like it would be cool. Like we saw actually Odin. You know, like you can't mistake that. You know, like we can't. There's no speculation of whether or not that was Odin. A guy in a shroud and just like it's like watching and turned into a raven. I mean, it's not some.
It's not rocket science.
Yeah,
you know who that is.
We do want to talk about a couple of different games today.
Yeah.
And
Battlefront 2.
Battlefront 2, they stopped supporting
Battlefront.
They stopped supporting Battlefront 2.
I still play Battlefront 2. I still play it.
And I still beat her at it. EA pulled the plug on it. DICE wanted to pursue, the studio that created it wanted to really pursue more content, but I think
that really sucks. So.
Yeah, the game came out in 2017 of November, I believe, and so the game has been out for a while. It has had a pretty long shelf life for a current video game, especially a AAA title.
True.
Very popular titles don't really last too long, especially one that's like made for online. And Battlefront 2 is essentially an online game.
Yeah, I mean, and when it came out, it was like it didn't do too well in the beginning or the early stages because you just have to like pay for the content.
Yeah, you had to pay to get those characters. The reward system was very, very challenging because you had to essentially do so much to unlock certain things, and people, I mean, that's one of the reasons why the game like had such massive price cuts in the beginning because no one wanted to buy it because they're like, why do we have to buy a game if we have to pay more to unlock the content in it?
Doesn't make sense.
It
doesn't make sense at all.
However, they did change the tune on it, and I think they
started arcade modes, the battle modes, they all got better as years went along.
They started to put a lot of free content to the game. They changed the progression system, so you're able to unlock them more easily without having to like really be paywalled and say, oh, you have to pay money here to progress, or to unlock that or whatever. So the game did end on a high note. It really has such a huge change. Yeah. From a really, really troubled launch to a really, really good ending.
Yeah.
And you don't really see that. I mean, you don't really see that. And one of the biggest criticisms people have of video games is that you rush the game. Like, you rush the game because you're sending out a game that has bugs like they did with Fallout 76. The game wasn't ready. They just pushed it out. And then as they pushed out, the game started flopping apart. Yeah, exactly. Like they will always start to flop, and then it sucks as a person as a consumer. Once you buy the title, you're like, now I have to wait for updates to fix the game. Like, it makes no sense.
Yeah, in the beginning, it just like floundered and it wasn't really worth it. But as the years went along, as the game progressed, and EA started like releasing new content,
free content,
new content, it just got better along the arcade, the battle scenarios, and the characters still were really limited with their skill sets. But I guess that's the best they can do. I mean.
No, I mean,
it was weird how certain characters were weaker than the others. Like, just one thing that comes to my mind is like Rey's life. I think she has the most life.
She's like, what was it, 850?
850?
No, I think that's Darth Vader. 750? No, I think 750. I'm not sure.
But she had like the highest like lifespan, so like that didn't make sense.
But I think it's because her powers were more limited than someone like Darth Maul, who had the most powerful skill set. So in a sense, to make him more easy to kill because he deals out so much damage.
But the thing is, like, all he had was like twirling
and twirling.
That's it.
Flying around like a helicopter attacking
people. Yeah, so like exactly like helicopter. Yeah, I mean the characters had limited skill sets, but I think overall the game was like pretty fun.
It was fun, and considering how much I recently started beating you, it was really nice change of pace. She started beating me like earlier on because she was pretty good at it.
That never happened. This is just false information right now.
Yeah.
So
Palpatine trained me and I started beating her. So that's essentially what happened. So one of the other things that I want to talk about is what did you think of the
Jedi Fallen Order?
Yeah, Jedi Fallen Order.
Okay, I'm really close to finishing this game. And so far, I really enjoy it. I'm shocked that EA created this. Yeah, there's some glitches, and there is that complicated map. Like, reading the map is complicated. I know I'm not the only one who has issues with it, but like the leveling and just the map and like so forth, it has glitches, but overall it's a really good game. I love the character Cal. Cal is really good, and it's cool. Like,
but he's a ginger.
Imagine that's like the entire thing of those done. Jedi Fallen Order off the list.
It automatically makes his powers weaker.
Yeah, of course. I really enjoy the storyline of the second sister, Trilla, and it's kind of that typical. It is a bit like similar to the previous storylines of the Jedi.
Same archetype.
I mean, I just enjoy like Trilla overall, but once again, it's the same background.
Yeah.
Like the mentor leaving her behind.
The mentor's leaving her.
The mentor.
Yeah.
The mentor. Azkaban, be careful.
Yeah, the Azkaban trained her really well to becoming a Sith. And the mentors have some really amazing powers. That's how Palpatine really got his abilities too. He spent so much time in Azkaban with Sirius that he just ended up becoming the most powerful Sith of all time. It's funny.
Trilla had a good idea.
For Dementor.
Getting rid of the unwanted.
Oh. I was like, what is this?
Yeah, so Cal Kestis, I enjoy him. I love all his power, his abilities, and like he has a single blade. Now I have a double blade, and like you can choose your own. Baby. You can choose your own lightsaber color, which is pretty awesome, and I really enjoy it. And yeah, I mean it's just minor glitches and like the map, which is difficult to read.
I mean it is a bit of a strange map.
Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of Resident Evil, remember?
Oh my god.
Resident Evil is more easier to read. I mean, Resident Evil 2 and 3.
I recently played a bit of Resident Evil. I've never played it before. Yeah. Disclaimer here. I've never played Resident Evil before, and I know why. And I was correct after I played it because I hate when the zombies are like popping up behind you. It's like you're walking and you should have seen how
she looked whenever Nemesis popped up. It was so hilarious.
It was like really? It just came out of nowhere.
Yeah, I just think that most important is that companies like EA and have to stay true to their fans. They can't really make the fans feel like they're being ripped off or being mistreated. And I feel like a similar instance of that just happened recently is The Last of Us 2. The leaks. We're not going to talk about the spoilers.
Yeah, we don't want to. This isn't spoiler.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about the spoilers. It's just that obviously a lot of the fans are upset with how the plot line. I mean, it's like apparently like some hacker found out like what the plot line is going to be. They've released some cinematic trailers of what happens in the new game. So you just have to like you know how like sometimes whenever in the sake of not being predictable, they go so off the board that they completely screw everything over. I feel like this is kind of like the kind of path that they went down of. I don't know why. Sometimes predictability is not necessarily a bad thing. Yeah. It's not necessarily a bad thing because it does kind of continue on from the previous story, and I feel like they are making so many potential changes to the first game, right? Mm-hmm. That's why fans are as upset as they are because they feel like they're being screwed over and like we're being taken onto like a. In a sense, it makes no sense.
I think that it's not like even though I heard like Avengers before like Endgame came out.
Yeah.
There's like so many spoilers.
Yeah, so many spoilers.
Even though like you would try to avoid them, it was just not possible. There was different videos that had nothing to do with Marvel, and like people were right, this happened. Tony Stark died. I'm like, okay.
You remember whenever Han Solo died? It was like on everything and like the clip of him dying. You remember that in the first one?
I do.
Every time, like you would watch like some kind of random video, and at the end it would just be jump cut to him getting stabbed. It's like,
like people love ruining the experience for other people.
But I feel like the person who did leak this is obviously someone who's upset by what they found.
Yeah, and Naughty Dog.
Yeah, they're upset with Naughty Dog, and they feel like they're not. There might have been some kind of pandering or whatever, and they're like.
But still, it's not right to do that. Definitely, it shouldn't. Have taken control in their own hands and decide to do that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, hacking is never right.
Never.
It's never right. It's just like in this instance, the hacker released information that really upset people because obviously The Last of Us is probably one of the most not one of the most like I don't think it's. That I know it's highly regarded. I don't think it's like top game of like ever. It has a very loyal fan base. Had a huge fan base. It did very well the first one.
Big time.
I feel like they screwed up with some of the stuff that I read, and it's just like you have to know what your fans are looking for and understand your fan base. Similar to what Star Wars did with like how we were talking about in the other video.
If you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and tick off that little notification bell so you guys are aware every time I upload a new video. Comment down below what you guys want us to talk about, react, whatever comes to your mind. Please let us know below. Thank you guys so much for watching and see you next time. Bye!